Good morning, Sequim. It is Friday morning and another beautiful day on the horizon. I would like to welcome our special guests this morning. We have Shelley Langston, Cheryl McAliley, Joanne Kidd, Leah Bauman, and Laura Wright from our Learning Support Services. And we will talk to each one of them and find out what they do and how they support our students in Sequim School District. So, first of all, I would like to have you introduce yourself, and I will just start to my left. You people out there can't see this, but Shelley's to my left, so we'll just go right around the table. Shelley?
Okay. I'm Shelley Langston, and I am the Executive Director of Learning Support Services in Sequim, and it's a privilege to be able to work with this team here.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cheryl McClelly. I'm a school psychologist with the Sequim School District. I work all around the district, and I'm assigned to the preschool and the high school, and I love my job.
Thank you. Those are two very different ends of the spectrum, as they say, age groups.
And I'm Joanne Kidd, and my title is Special Ed Coordinator, but I like to call myself the keeper of the paper.
Thank you. Leah?
I'm Leah Bauman. I get to be the special education teacher lead in this position, and I move around to a number of different buildings, helping to bring inclusion and or successful experiences for kids and teachers.
Thank you.
I am Laura Wright, and I am also a special education coordinator, and I mostly just stay in the Learning Support Services office.
Thank you. So we have some questions to ask you, and we can't wait to hear your answers. So I'm just going to kind of randomly call on you, so just be ready. Here we go. Joanne, what was the last thing you read that inspired you?
I'm going to have to go with the book, The Speed of Trust, that we worked with you on last year. And I think reading it and working through it taught me how to work with my friends and coworkers, that we can all do better for each other and for our students. The more we get along, the better it is for our students.
And boy, isn't that the truth. Everywhere the adults in the system set the standard for the students in the system, don't they?
They do.
Thank you. All righty, Cheryl, what was the last thing you heard that inspired you?
I just enjoy hearing from families at our meetings how they appreciate the services that we provide and how we provide services that allow their students to be included and belong here in our district. And I just really believe that we're better when all students are included, and that we recognize all of our students are all of our students.
Thank you very much. And Leah, what was the last thing you saw that inspired you?
I think seeing the joy on some teachers' faces as they shared some successes of things that they tried, and the response from kids, that the joy and the pride in those pieces, I think.
Thank you. So it is really fun when you try something new and it's well received, right?
It is, and I mean, they did the work, but I don't know, I found joy and pride in being a part of that and having them come back and see that. So
good.
That feels good.
Thank you. And Laura, what is the best lesson you've learned while working in the Learning Support Services Center?
The best lesson I have learned is to go with the flow. I mean, things are changing every day, and it's best to just roll with it.
Because if you don't, what happens?
Oh,
A little frustration in there?
maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, yes. Things are constant. The only thing constant, as my mom used to tell me, was change.
Yes, for sure.
And that is true.
That is
All
very
right.
true.
Shelley, can you tell us what the best lesson is you've learned while working in the Learning Support Services office?
Yes, I can. There's a lot of amazing things to learn because of the incredible adults that we do have working on behalf of our kids and families. But yeah, over and over and over, we see the difference that it makes for someone who does belong and is an actual authentic part of a thing, and just what it's a life changer and a game changer. And I'll give a quick example of Laura, because she really loves to talk on these kinds of things. But I'm going to say that this was years ago when she was in the high school classroom, and watching her dedication with supporting students in our wrestling program over and above what her work duties were. And then just the win all around, the long-lasting win between that group of students, and it just had an amazing impact on everyone involved or anyone who got to come and watch a wrestling match. It was a beautiful thing.
So thank you, Laura. That was a side note I didn't know, so thank you. All righty, and next, can you share a time when you saw belonging play a vital role in a student's life, Cheryl?
Well, I've seen it so many times, and a lot of times it's on the playground where I see students, maybe they're not sure who they want to play with or if they have a group to play with. But then once the other kids invite them to play, it's just a beautiful, magical thing. And you can see them light up and just say, I belong here. I'm part of this school, and I have friends to play with.
That is huge for kids when they're sitting alone at lunch or they're playing outside by themselves. You don't really feel like you belong or have your people. So it is exciting to see that. Joanne, how about you? Can you share a time when you saw belonging playing a vital role in a student's life?
Yeah, it was really interesting. Just watched it this morning, the GNN from the high school. I watched the very first one and how the students have changed through their different broadcasts, and the one that was so shy to exudes more confidence today. And obviously they feel like they belong in that group now because it seems to be easier for them.
It is really fun. I was there at the high school yesterday when that was happening. So it was
it's an
very
enjoyment.
fun.
I hope
It
everybody listens to them.
Thank you. Leah, can you tell about a time where you saw belonging playing a vital role in a student's life here at school?
I think I can think of some experiences in moving through the middle school and having sat in and on the teamwork with the adults to work on how to help a specific student, and then watching the process of implementation, and then hearing the outcome from a student expressing success in meeting some goals, having some rewards for meeting those goals, and knowing the work behind that, and or then seeing the pride that student had and the carryover into the next few weeks, I think was critical in that. So I want to shout out that work that's happening.
Well, and the nice part is all of us, when we have some success, then that just builds on the next success, which is, we just need that first success.
So in that case, then the student was able to turn around and demonstrate some reaching out and kind things for a peer, which none of us expected to happen.
That is very cool. Thank you. And Laura, how about a time when you saw, maybe you can talk about the wrestling team, or another time where you saw belonging playing a vital role in students' life?
Kind of playing off of that, there was one student in our life skills class who was on the wrestling team, and around that same time, he also won Homecoming King. And that, I think, is one of my favorite moments working for the school district, was when he won Homecoming King.
And when was that?
Yeah, it was probably 2016-ish, I want to say.
Very cool. Thank you. And Shelley, last but never least, when did you experience a time where you saw belonging? I know you see it probably all day, every day in whatever building you're in, but can you think of one specific incident?
Well, I do see it all over in small pockets, and sometimes in a bigger scale. I'm kind of answering your question, but what is really incredible is that this has been our work in learning support services from the get-go, taking humans where they are and growing the humans. And to see this happening on such a bigger scale at all of our buildings with so many more, so much more understanding around that is really incredible. It's an incredible thing, because what we know is that that's just going to grow exponentially. So the more we know about belonging, the more, we're talking directly with students and making sure everyone understands what the words mean, so we're all on the same page. And it's just, it's really exciting.
It
Very
is
proud.
It is exciting, and it's a long-term process. It's not a sprint. But so, our goal this year is to have 100% of our students, staff, and families feel like they belong. And so it's good to see this happening in all the buildings. So on that note, I want to thank all of you for what you do every single day for the students of the Sequim School District. It has been a pleasure to talk with you. And Sequim, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a great Friday morning. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, and have a fantastic Friday, Sequim.